Hello, welcome to this video, and we're going to discuss about that how you can fill out your 5472 form and what exactly that you need to fill it in, and what are the main subjects, main things that you should know about when filling out the form 5472. So let's start with this, and before starting out we can head over towards the main topics of this video, that what exactly we're going to discuss about. So you can see on the right side what exactly the purpose of this form 5472, what does it mean by a related party, what are the reportable transactions, where and how to file, and what are the penalties that you might face if you fail to file this form by the time it is required to file. And if you fail to file, so you can also apply for an extension for this form also. So we can discuss everything about that in this whole video, that how you're gonna do that. So let's start. Okay, so the purpose of this 5472 form and why it's the need of 5472 form. Basically, if your company is a foreign owned US corporation, or your company is any company which is doing a trade in the US but it's not registered in the US but doing trade, let's say a registered company somewhere in Dubai, and I'm just selling my products or services in US, I do need to fill in this form and file it with the US because I'm doing trade in the US. So that is where I would be required to file these form along with the tax returns that we have. We can discuss that about. So that's the one condition. What exactly the other condition is, if you're a US entity and you have a foreign owner, like I registered a company in the US such as in Texas, in California, in Delaware, or in any other state, or I am a foreign owner of that specific LLC, then I also required this form to get filed with the IRS, which is 5472. So these two things which are needed when you are filing for the tax return for your forms. So this form is not a loan, which is not a loan that needs to be filed. Form 5472 needs to be attached with 1120 form, and on top of both of those forms you have to write foreign owner US disregarded entity. That's the whole name of these two forms that needs to be added along with that. So we can discuss more about that. Why do we need this form? We need this form if we have any reportable transactions for both entities regarding that. Like, I contribute money towards my business, I withdraw any money out of my business, that will be regarded as a related party transaction. So we can discuss about that now. Okay, so what exactly a related party? So I have a person, I am the owner of the company. Okay, I am 25% or more owner of the company, or 100% owner of the company, and I invest the money into the business. I am the related party for that business. If I own any other company except that company, like I have a company in other countries like Dubai, in US, in Canada, those other companies are also the related party of this company. Okay, if the person, which are my siblings, my mother, my relatives, my friends, these are all the related parties. So all these persons who have done any transactions with my business needs to be reported on my tax return on that 5472 form. So this is the meaning of the related party, and that's what you need to do with a related party transaction. We have to report them. So what type of the transactions are being reportable? So any transactions such as sales, rent, any monetary transaction, including which are either in the US currency or in the foreign currency, or any transaction which is part of the group, like I invested the money, or any I contributed, I withdraw the money. So any transaction which is related to that must be recorded here also. Okay, along with that, how to file this form? So basically you must file this form before April 15 along with the performa 1120 form. That 1120 form needs to be a performa, not the actual 1120 form. So you need to add only your company information, such as your company name, your EIN number, your company's address, and then you just need to, under that you just need to add your signature there. That's it. You can attach that form along with 5472, and you don't even need to fill in the whole 1120 form. You can just do that for the first page only. So gather the first page and attach the whole 5472 form for each related party that you have. So gather these two forms, and you can compile them and you can fax them. So when and where to file, we have an option to file either by fax or either by mail. So for the mailing, we have an address of this address. We have to send this by mail on this address. I use online mailing services such as mailform.io. You can go there, and that's very cheap, around $8 at which you can use to file your tax returns. Along with that, if you are not looking to mail the tax returns, you can also fax the returns to the IRS. So what exactly that is needed when you want to fax the tax return? So you just go towards the website which is called fax.plus, and you will add in all your information from on there, like the fax number, which is also there, 855-887-7737. You can go head over to this fax number and send this over. But if you failed to file this tax return, what will happen? You will can receive around $25,000 in penalties by the IRS, because if you fail to do so. And I have seen in real life that IRS too charges penalties for failure to file these form on time. So if you fail to file, there's an option to you can apply for an extension on a form 7004. Use that form to apply for an extension, and it will extend your deadline to file the tax return by around 6 months. So you can get the extension, you can get the time to e-file that. So let's head over to the actual form, how does the actual form looks like, and we can look that up and we can see that what exactly that we can do about that form. Okay, so what we can do is we can head over to this form, and here we go. We have a 5472 form. So how exactly are we gonna add the information in there? So the main information that is required right up here is your total assets, your company's corporation name, your EIN number, your street address, your city, your principal business activity code. So let's take an example. Okay, I have a company name as Fake LLC. My EIN number is this. Okay, my street address is 123 Street, and we can say, and our city is, let's say, Casper, Wyoming, and our zip code is 82601. So here we have to add all the gross payment we received reported on this 5472 form. So let's say I have only one related party. I am the whole owner of the company, 100% shareholder. There is only one related party for this business. What I need to do? So if there is only one related party and I have contributed around 80,000, let's say $8,000 in a business, then how much amount we're gonna add here? We just add here 8,000, and for each related party we have to attach separate 5472 form. Separate 5472 form for each related party. So we can say I only have one related party, so there will be only one form. So if we have more than one form, you have to add all the value, all the amount for all the amounts that we have under there. So total value of the gross payments made or received reportable on all forms 5472 3 instructions. So that would be, let's say, 8,000, because I only have one form. So let's say there are two related parties. If there are two related parties, there should be written here 2, that we have two related parties and we have both reportable transaction for both related parties. So we can use that along with that. Let's say, and the other owner contributed 10,000. So 8,000 will be written there and 10,000 will be written here. And we have to attach two 1120 forms, two 5472 forms along with here. Okay, and under there you have to add your information, that check if there is a consolidated filing. You can ignore this one. If you have only this is the first year of filing your tax return, you can click on this country of incorporation. So if your company is registered in the US, then you can add the US right here. and you can also date of incorporation, add that, where at the date your company is registered. Countries under those laws, the reporting corporation files an income tax as a resident. So what exactly that needs to be there? The country where the reporting laws, it means that in the country in which the reporting entity is living and where it is filing as an income tax return. Okay, so let's say the company is registered in the US, and we don't have a foreign owned US disregarded entity, that is a domestic entity, then we will add US there. But if the company is registered in Pakistan, and another country like such as India, and it's just doing trade in the US, then that company, that needs to be added just the information, the name of the company. Let's say the company is registered in Pakistan, you can just add Pakistan right there. The principal country where business is conducted, so that will be US, because the company is doing all the business in the US. So if you don't have any US identification number, you can set right there NA, not applicable. Reference ID number, so you can also add NA right here. If you have foreign taxpayer number, if you don't have, you can just write NA. Okay, so you can also add principal country where the business is conducted, add there where the business is conducted, country of citizenship, where do you live, and all that information. And we have to add that for each of the 25% shareholder which we have, and then we have to add the information, same information right up there. And if we scroll down, we can just select all of these information based on our, and if you want to add cost sharing agreement, we have to add that here also. So I hope you understand everything in this video, and if you have any questions regarding filing your taxes, your 547 or your 1120, or you want to file your individual tax return, you can reach out to me. Head over to the email which we have under this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Thank you.